Another great resource for teachers to use that is completely device agnostic and browser agnostic, meaning that it will work on any modern device that has an internet connection and a modern browser, is Kahoot. And Kahoot is extremely well known for not only making a very fun and engaging learning environment, but accomplishing that through gamifying the learning. So, this is a great resource, and I wanted to walk you through a few of its key features. When you first log in to Kahoot, and it is possible for students and teachers to both make accounts and create their own Kahoots, but when you first log in, their landing page has some highlighted Kahoots that have been created, and they are organized by topics. So you have science and nature, computer science, math, etc., etc. And they also have maybe some themed Kahoots for either a holiday or a special event coming up or happening. You can also search their public forums for Kahoots on specific topics. So, if you're trying to teach the Pythagorean theorem, you could probably find a Kahoot on that. And so that's where we are currently. We're on the under the Find Kahoots. Another section of this site is called My Kahoots, and basically this is any Kahoot that you have either created, searched for, and marked as a favorite, or one that you have found and duplicated so that you could personalize it. Another great feature of Kahoot is that it stores the results from Kahoots that your students have played. And so you can go to the My Results page and you can get the numerical data behind how the students did. What's really great is that you can download this data into an Excel or Google Sheet spreadsheet so that you can analyze it and create graphs. And that way you can use data to really drive what your content and instruction decisions are. You can save it directly to your drive. And then another feature is that you can play it again. And this is a feature that they unveiled a little over a year ago, and it encourages a player to try to beat their previous score, which is excellent. When you are wanting to create a Kahoot, all you have to do is click on the new Kahoot up in the upper right hand corner, and you can decide what kind of Kahoot you want to create. The most common is usually a quiz, and this is where students can work individually or collaboratively as groups and compete against each other. The Jumble is a brand new game and is one that you can explore. I've actually never created one before, but I'm sure they have a ton of resources on on how to create one. And then they also have resources to facilitate discussions or to survey your students. But like I said, the most common one you'll probably use is a quiz. When you select what kind of Kahoot you want to create, you'll give it some basic information. So we'll just call this a test Kahoot, and you can describe it. And this apparently is required. Hashtag Kahoots are awesome. Alrighty. And then you can choose its whether it's visible only to you or if it's public on their forum for everyone to see, what the primary language is. And then this one is required as well. You can use define who your audience is. So chances are we're going to say school. You can upload an image that will appear to help define what your Kahoot is. If you use images from a particular website, or if you are getting your content from a particular website, you can credit your resources. And then if you want to, you can have an intro video. So you can make this as really in-depth and detailed as you want, or just very Spartan like I did. Just give it a title, a description, who your audience is. Once you have this information and you click on go ahead, okay, I'm add an image later. All right, so here we are. We can add different types of questions. One thing that I like about Kahoot is that you are able to add a question. You can define how long your audience has to answer said question. You can choose whether or not points are awarded. If you're just trying to do a casual review, then sometimes the point system isn't really necessary. If you really want to generate some competition and some energy in your room, though, the point system is wonderful. And just as an aside, points are awarded for multiple criteria. Number one, if you answer correctly, obviously, and then also if you answer correctly and quickly, more points are given to those who are able to answer quickly and correctly. Also, you're able to add a video, upload an image, or use Getty Images as a source for, I guess, content to enrich the question that you're asking. You will provide answer choices and then click on the check next to it to indicate which answer choices are correct. Again, you can credit a resource that is specific for this question. And this is one of the things I really like about Kahoot. If you encourage your students to make their own Kahoot and obviously require that they give credit to their resources, it does, again, it gives them practice in that 21st century skill of fair use and giving credit where credit is due. Once you've created all the questions that you want, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. I didn't create any. Um, Once you do this, you can initiate a Kahoot, and then students can join in using a unique key on any device that is in the room connected to the internet, which makes it extremely easy for participation. One recommendation that I would make is that if you don't have students with a lot of devices, you can set up your Kahoot to be played in teams. So you can pick a team leader who has the device, whether their personal cell phone or a school issued Chromebook or computer, and you organize them as groups. And that's one way to get around the obstacle of people not having a device. The last thing I wanted to highlight on their site is their frequently asked questions area. This is now kind of an industry standard. These sites have a rich library of resources to help educators create Kahoots and explore the various ways to use them. One thing that I thought was very interesting, and I'm probably not going to be able to find it too quickly, but their frequently asked question explains why it's free for educators. They basically use all the resources that they get from business and professional groups. Those people that are able to and pay for their pro features are really what help keep it free for educators. And so I think this is a really great practice, and I hope that they keep up with it. So if you're looking to liven up your classroom and gamify some content that might be a little bit dry or hard to get through, Kahoot is a great resource. The standards that I believe that Kahoot meets are first 6B. Kahoot is a learning strategy, and especially when you have students create their own for their own purposes or challenging each other, it's a great way to employ that as a strategy. Also, we have the standards, ISTE Standards number 7B, and this is to using technology to design and implement a variety of formative assessments. And what's great about this is that it provides that data feedback. And even though I didn't include it on this, that also ties into another ISTE standard of using data to inform decisions, classroom decisions. So great tool, easy to use, fun to use, and really picks up the energy and excitement in your classroom.